Welcome back to more of Bakudan. Geez, you guys kissed and make up yet or what? We met Yuki. She was really mad that we couldn't get a hold of her, or that she found out that we were back in town because of a fire. She was really upset about that, but it's all water under the bridge now, as they say. Again, I keep forgetting to click on the game window. Uh-oh. Yuki clips Sei around the ear, much to mine and Sei's amusement. Ow, what was that for? Sei, why didn't you interrupt my outburst? What? Do you even know how many times you interrupted me? Honestly, it was impressive. Somehow my actions are still your fault. Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Yuki smirked as did Sei, who came out from behind the counter to give her a hug. I smiled as I watched my two best friends embrace, and for the first time in years, I finally felt like we were all reunited. The little friendship group that could. So nice to be back. It's wonderful to have you back, too. Maybe now we have someone who can curb Sei's lack of impulse control. Don't count on it. I wish you didn't have to work tonight. We could all hang out for the first time in a while. Oh yes, I mentioned your workplace. Yeah, what's with your boss? She seems like a real piece of work. Don't even talk about her to me, please. The sooner I'm out of there, the better. Where do you even work nowadays? Is your boss really that much of a sleaze? It's a bar at the end of the strip. I'm sure you'll find out about its name soon enough. And yes, she very is, amongst other things. A sleazeball, a violent thug, a general idiot who thinks she's got it all. Seriously, if I could somehow magically come into some money, I would be out of here like a shot. This might sound a little flippant, but why not just get another job? Yes! Reminds me of It's Always Sunny, where it's like, yes, let me just strap on my job helmet and fire the job cannon into the job land where jobs grow on trees. That's so funny, though. I know your family have had it rough lately, but Sei has a point, Yuki. Nothing's worth your health. Yeah, well, you got bills to pay. They ain't gonna pay themselves. Trust me, if it were that simple, I'd just coast by on my cup noodles for a few months while I got back on my feet. But it's not, and there are plenty of bills to pay. I can help you out. No repayment necessary. Yeah, Haruka's loaded now. Yeah, Grandma left me like $1 million or something, right? A lot of money. Well, kind of. Sorta, but no. But no. It's a personal matter of pride. I gotta do this myself, you know? Anyway, I have to go home and get ready for work and check on Mom, so I'll have to leave it here for now. What a day I didn't expect to have. Yuki, listen to me. I'm serious. If you need anything, door's always open. Yuki smiled at me warmly, nodded with a bright sparkle in her eye. The one eye we can see, anyway. I know. Thank you, Haruka. Oh, sweet. Since Haruka's offering to help you now, I guess I'll start to save my money for video games and dirty mags. I hate you. Aw, why? Oh, I skipped it. I'm sorry. That's okay. No, it's not okay. I don't want to be like that, right? Where's the log? What's the log button? Okay. Mouse wheel. I love you so much. Come here, you. Stop that. Despite the laughing grunt of Yuki's protesting, Sei pressed her cheek to Yuki's face, and I laughed at the sight along with them. Ah, they really were a pair of goofballs. They reminded me a lot of an old married couple behaving like this. My best friends. I love them so much. Pardon me, I don't mean to interrupt your touching moment, but... Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot I have a store to run. Can I help you with something? No. Not at all. Rather than you helping me, I think that I can help you. If you need it, that is. You've lost me, I'm afraid. You're new to this whole selling smutty books to the horny masses thing, aren't you? I can tell by the way you carry yourself. Eh? Is it that obvious? Of course it is. To me, at least. I can sniff out a greenhorn from a mile away. Oh. There's a tutorial on how to sell the books? There's like a game here? Oh, I was not expecting that. I mean, okay, this is a gameplay, I should say. Wow, teach me. I could really do with learning the ropes of book selling, actually. I figure I could probably wing it, but just in case there's some obtuse things, you know, I don't want to, like, be completely, like, ignorant. That's the spirit. We'll have you selling books like nobody's business in no time flat. Good thing you've got me to help you here, eh? Listen carefully and you'll be a master of erotica in no time at all. It's your first time, so I'll show you how this works. I'll be gentle. Don't be afraid. Put your trust in me, okay? Are you hitting on me? Maybe a little. The way this whole book selling thing works is pretty simple, actually. You've got a few opportunities to do this at various intervals in your life story. Customers will come up to you and whenever you're back here in Bakudan Books and ask you for some erotica recommendations. Now, keep in mind, I do have the adult content turned off, so I don't know how involved this is. They'll tell you what sort of books they had in mind. Sometimes it's pretty straightforward, but sometimes the customer's a bit of a tougher nut to crack. When you hover over a book's front cover, you can read the story synopsis. Listen carefully to the contextual clues that each customer gives you and you'll be totally fine. Next, you'll want to recommend them the book that you think they want the most. Depending on if you got it right or not, you'll make the sale if you did, or they'll run off without buying anything if you got it wrong. If you can sell something to every customer in a selling session, you'll unlock a dirty book to read for yourself, whatever unlocking means. By the way, books that you can actually read for yourself have their summary titles printed out in red. Now, usually in these kind of situations, there's always some goodies waiting at the end of it, right? So, let's say hypothetically that this was all one big video game and you got every single recommendation spot on throughout the course of your adventure. Rumor has it that if you can sell a lot of books during your playthrough, you'll unlock another book by the end of it. So all I have to do is listen to what the customer wants, read the book's blurbs, and decide what kind of story they like the best. Sounds pretty simple. Now then, what better way to learn than first-hand experience, right? Sell me a book, quick. Right now? Okay. Let's begin. Oh, I love it already. I'd really like to read a book about a married couple. Got anything good? Okay, so the customer wants to read about a married couple. As long as I read the summaries carefully, I should be no sweat. Okay, my boss is also a dominatrix. That's probably not it, right? It's gotta be this one. Amy and Victoria Lilac have been living in the lap of luxury for many years, happily married, as in love as ever, as making a tidy amount of money for themselves, a flourishing life. But when Amy gets sick with a cold, Victoria takes care of her as best she can, and takes the expression nursing her back to health to a whole new level. Okay, it's gotta be this one. Okay, there's no way that this isn't about a married couple. The blurb makes it sound so sweet and domestic. But this one, this sounds something like you'd enjoy, ma'am. That's it, the story I've always wanted. I'll take a copy if you don't mind. That'll be $50. Awesome, she loved it. Yeah. That's kind of cool. Wow, that felt great. I can see why Grandma got so into the swinging things here. I've taught you everything I know. My job is done. Remember to read those summaries. We could already read the books, you know. We didn't really need her at all. But that's okay. Okay. Partner, who the heck was that lady? Serious woman aside, I think she basically just taught me how to sell books here. If I ever need to refresh myself on that, I should remember what she said. Read the back of the books. Get the synopsis. As the helpful customer left, I returned my attention to Sei and Yuki, who had been lost in a conversation amongst themselves. Slipping myself easily into the talking, as though we hadn't altered our traction of friendship even once over the last few years, we found ourselves eventually bidding farewell as the clock struck 5. See you later, Haruka. Goodbye for now, Haruka. Take care, you two. Don't get in any trouble now. With a set of lingering embraces in my arms from both Sei and Yuki, the store's bell tingle rung out in my ears. And I decided to close the shop up early today. Feels so much quieter without everyone around. Hard to believe that this marked the end of just my first day. It's already been hectic. Aww, they're all identical grandmas. I shuffled out the old lady who had happily set up camp in the corner of my store too. The three of them had been reading their books and gossiping amongst themselves since opening time, so told them I'd have a new schedule for the store all drawn up by tomorrow. I tidied up the books from their misplaced positions from people browsing in their excitement, and I swept the floors clean. Flipping the close sign on the store door, it felt somehow much more real. I was a real business owner. Wow. I could hardly believe it. I felt utterly exhausted, though. Honestly, no wonder Grandma just couldn't do it anymore. I walked over to the boxes where Say had slumped herself down behind the counter and rested my back against the wall behind it. Oh, what a day! My eyes looked up to the ceiling's gentle lighting, and I let out a relaxed exhale of satisfaction. The girls I'd met today? Yuki, Sei, Teru, Akane, and the mysterious girl with the disguise like the idols, and the only one that matters. I'd met so many women today, I felt my heart smiling as though I thought about it all. I managed to, through the women that came into my store, get a very full, renewed taste of what Akiyama was really like, both on top and underneath the surface. As my tired eyes came down from looking up at the ceiling, they now glanced lazily across the empty store toward the window. I could see that outside the crowds were thinning out. It was rapidly approaching 5:30, and already people had known to start clearing out of the beach and sidewalk areas of this district. I glanced around the room before I turned to my left. Oh yeah. I totally forgot about the stack of magazines that Say I hadn't quite gotten to look through just yet. As I looked, at the top of that pile was the Ultimate Soulmate quiz magazine I just placed down earlier. Quiz, huh? Given how many women I'd actually had the fortune of meeting today, maybe this couldn't have come at a better time. I flicked open the page before me. Welcome to the Ultimate Soulmate Quiz. Have you ever wondered just who you were destined to end up with? Have you ever wondered whether if there's such a thing as destiny or fate? The Destiny is a shooter. I know that for sure. And there is a game called Half Past Fate, which was pretty good, which I actually covered on the channel. It's really nice. It's under my quick looks if you want to have a gander. It's a pretty sweet game. Many people have many different approaches to love, and many really want nothing but an endless stream of it. You know what I mean. Whatever your stance, there's no denying that love is an all-encompassing beast to most people. It has destroyed people, and it has brought them up from nothing. Love is the ultimate emotion. It's the driving force, no matter how you approach it, or for whatever reason, love of sex, love of pleasure. Any love is something so powerful that it must move the soul, and that's why we're here, to help you find out just what kind of person we think you'll end up with. So grab a drink, a pan, and settle in, and just who will be your forever girl? Let's find out. Ooh, I raised my eyebrow. Wow, I was surprisingly in touch with their emotions for something that looked like such a dumb quiz. I wondered if maybe there'd actually be something in these questions. You ever take those personality quizzes like back in the day? You know, just really corny quizzes. Like, what Harry Potter character are you? You know, just stupid stuff like that. You know, they're just fun for some entertainment. Sat back up on my stool at the counter with a pen and slapped the magazine down the surface before I ran a hand through my hair. All right, I'll play along. What have you got in store for me? Let's see here. Quizzes divided up into 3 sections of 10 questions each. Oh, what? That's a lot of questions. We think you'll find out a lot about not just your love life, but about your personality and your sexual attitudes too. And we hope that this is enlightening for you and everyone who's watching this, through my personal preferences for women. I'll try to answer this as honestly as I can. Enjoy and remember, above all else, answer honestly. Yeah, let's say, there you go. Alright. I had the strangest feeling that if I played my cards right, somehow something in this quiz would help me lead me down the route to my perfect woman. With pen in hand, I began to answer as honestly as I could. Alright. About you. Let's find out a little more about you before we continue on to other sessions. After all, being your authentic self is the most important thing in a relationship. Without further ado, let's begin. Of your choice of provider, describe your personality in 2 words. I mean, I can be serious, but I'm not really a serious guy. I'm pretty laid back. Ruthless and cocky, Definitely more sensitive. I definitely have a lot. I definitely have a lot of emotions. Loving. I mean, I don't know. I definitely have a maternal side to me where I like to care about things. Let's pick up. Do you think rules are meant to be broken? Rules are just there to be a pain in the ass. I think there's a merit to some rules, but not all rules. I think we should obey the rules as much as possible if they're there for a reason. I definitely think some rules are stupid, so I will say there are definitely merit to some rules. Obviously, don't go killing people, but some rules are just like ignorant. What matters more to you, personality or looks? Personality, someone can look delicious on the outside but be deeply ugly on the inside. Looks, that couldn't be with someone who I wasn't attracted to physically. A little both. That's kind of how I am. I definitely think personality definitely trumps beauty, but you definitely need to have some kind of physical attraction, I feel, in a relationship. You know, you both need to have that kind of physical spark. I mean, someone can have an amazing personality, but you just don't click with them physically, you know, and that is a problem. I'll say a little bit of both. Technology, without any, what is the one thing in your life you can't live without? Technology? Yeah, technology is pretty important. Sex, passion, laughter, money, or music. Ooh, these are really hard. I mean, money, technically. I mean, I need money to buy things, but I feel like that's a little too on the nose. Whoopsie, I'm gonna do that. Music. Oh, this one's really hard. Something I can't live without. I do like to laugh. You know, it definitely lightens the day. You know, or lightens the mood. You know, if you had a bad day. I'll just say that. Question 5. When it comes to movies, games, books, etc., what's your favorite genre? Horror, thriller, comedy, romance, fantasy, sci-fi, or music-related media? See, these are hard because, like, comedy games I don't really play. Romance and drama, man, those are good too. I definitely like comedy movies a lot. I like to like watching like funny shows or something. I'll just do comedy. If you could be described as one of the following, which would be fire, wind, water, earth, lightning, or ice? Ice feels like I'm just cold. I always like water. I think you're good at combating negativity. Yes, I think I'm a pretty stable person. Not much phases me. Mostly, I go through negativity here and there, but it takes a lot to break my stride. Not really. I find it difficult to snap out of a funk when I've entered one, but it's not impossible. Absolutely not. Once the gloom gets a hold of me, that's it. I mean, I'm pretty stable. It really takes a lot to like upset me. But I do. I mean, obviously, I go through negativity here and there. Oh, I didn't like that sound. Question 8. Do you respond positively to changes in your life that didn't need to be made? This is gonna be a long video, just on this alone. That's okay. You respond positively to changes in your life that didn't need to be made. I love new challenge. Sometimes not all change is good, but it's not all bad. Yeah, not all bad. Question 9. What would you say is your best quality? I mean, I am pretty attractive. No lie. I do have a great butt. I'm pretty weak though. That's not gonna work. I'm a pretty compassionate person. Let's say my compassion. Yeah. Question 10. If a stranger was clearly suffering and asked directly for help, would you stop to offer? Well, yeah, of course. I'd feel good about doing it. I feel suspicious about why. I mean, if they were clearly suffering, why would I be suspicious about it? If it's like, okay, is that it? As soon as my pen stopped moving as fast as it was, I felt a strange sense of satisfaction. It felt like this was almost a survey that the universe was reading right over my shoulder. Huh. Oh, strangely enlightening. I can see why people buy these things. With pen in hand, once again, and newfound satisfaction in my mind, I continue with the second part of the quiz. Oh yeah, there's more than one, that's right. Congratulations on making it for the first section. Did you enjoy finding out a little more about yourself? We're moving swiftly on to the next part of this quiz, and probably one of the main reasons it caught your eye. Let's find out what kind of person you are when it comes to dating. If you need to refill that drink, we advise you to do so now. Let's begin. When it comes to love, what do you look for in a partner? Someone who makes me happy, plain and simple. I don't need anything more. Someone who makes me laugh. A good sense of humor is very attractive. That's true. Someone who gives me a lot of passion and fireworks on a regular basis. Okay. Someone who I can share my interests with. We can always have fun together. Sure. Someone obsessed with me on one center of the universe, and that's how I like it. Nah, not really into that. Someone who's wild and unpredictable, but I know they'll always come home. Nah, not really into that either. Someone you have interests with, that's definitely important, I think. Obviously, I think it's important for people to have their own interests, but, you know, sharing interests are definitely a good thing, I feel. Gives you a lot to talk about or whatever. Someone who makes me laugh, though. Ooh, that's a good one. Someone who likes humor, especially likes my humor, as awful as it may be, is always a plus. Someone who makes you happy, though. You know, just someone, you know, you go home to and you just smile. You know, you don't hate going home. You know, some people just loathe going home to their partners because they can't stand them or whatever, but someone that just makes you happy. I think that's really the most important thing. You like the idea of settling down in life with the same person for life. Because I think that if you love each other, there's nothing better. Maybe it would have to be someone exceptionally special, though. That's kind of how I feel. So many people get married and then get divorced. Like, what is it, like 50% of marriages end up in divorce? That's a lot, right? So I think people just kind of settle down, but it has to be someone like amazing. But I think people do grow apart over time, oftentimes. So, I mean, it would have to be someone that I would feel like I'd really want to settle down with. You know, I just don't want to settle down with, you know, anybody. What would be your ideal first date? Going to see a movie? That's classic. Sure. Going to dinner, letting the conversation flow over a meal? That's also good. Something unique that only me and my date would cherish as a memory? That's really good too. Something that makes them remember you is good, even if it doesn't work out. Grabbing a drink at the local bar? I don't drink, so that would be a no for me. Although I've been around people who... I've been with people who do go to bars. And that's fine. I mean, they can drink. I don't care. I just don't want any part of it. Not really a dating kind of person. Okay, no. Let's do dinner. That's always a classic. What do you believe is the secret to making any relationship last? Mutual respect. If you don't have that, it's good as over. Great sex. Communication. If you can't talk to each other, you got nothing. That's huge. That actually is probably the biggest one. Because you've seen people who just like bottle stuff in all the time and then they just explode on their partners. And it's absolutely awful. I definitely feel that that's probably the most important one. Random acts of kindness. Yeah, that's good. I wouldn't say it makes it last, though. I mean, it definitely helps, but hard work and commitment to each other is the key. I mean, yeah, complete acceptance to one another, faults and all. I mean, that's very important also. But I think communication is definitely very necessary. You just saw your partner hitting on somebody else. How do you react? Ooh, I'd roll up my sleeve and point on their conversation. I'd be stunned and hurt. I need to talk to them about their behavior. I would be completely shut myself off from them. They would have to choose. They'd have to chase me from now on. I don't want that. I'd be upset, but since I'm so shy, I'm not very surprised. I mean, I am very shy. I can hear yelling in the background. I mean, I really am shy, but I open up when I'm with people. I'd walk out on the spot, and am I not good enough for them? I don't know if I'd walk out on them. See, I feel like this is going to ruin my chances of getting the woman I actually want in the game. I mean, I definitely talk to them about it, though. In your opinion, how would you say you meet most of your partners? The internet, don't even need to look at any other option. If your first date with someone went awfully, but you still like them, how would you react? If you get over a disaster, they're definitely a keeper. Onward to the second date. I'm assuming that they were okay with going on the second date. I'd probably break it off if we're already on a downward spiral on the first date. Well, that's not good. I was probably the reason the date was so bad, so I tried to see what went wrong first. I mean, I say if you can get over it. When you think of the word love, which of these flowers comes to mind? Hyacinths, roses, sunflowers, hibiscus, primroses, or orchids? I mean, definitely roses, right? The classic hyacinths are nice, though. Orchids are beautiful. I don't know. I'd say roses are pretty classic. You want children? I personally, I don't. I mean, I've thought about it, but I really don't think I even want children. I mean, have you seen the planet? We're fucked. There's no way around it. I don't want to bring up somebody. If I did have a kid, I'd adopt. So, you know what? If my partner really wanted kids, I consider it. I don't know. It's hard to find somebody who doesn't want kids, though. Or doesn't already have kids. When you get to my age, it gets so much harder. I'm gonna say not even if you paid me, because honestly, I don't know. I don't like any of those choices really, other than that one. What is your most important value in a relationship? Good moral coding. I couldn't be with someone who was an ass. Yeah. Being able to be authentically myself, even if I'm kind of nerdy. Lots of physicality, not just sex, but being affectionate throughout the day. Your partner should be your best friend, without a doubt. Being the center of my partner's world forever. I don't really care who they are as long as they're good in bed. I think being able to be yourself is important. You know, having someone try to change you into being something you're not, that's just going to cause problems down the line. Not to say if you're like a bad person though, you know, there are good kind of changes. But if you're like, they're trying to change you to be something that you're not, and you know what you are already isn't like a horrible human being, I don't think that's right. So I definitely think this is important. As I finished writing the note for the section, I rubbed my chin and sighed thoughtfully. The section about relationships also surprisingly in depth too. The more I filled out this kind of thing, the more I felt like I was actually finding out about myself. This is much more than your average silly quiz. I definitely felt like there was something in it. I flipped over the page and I checked out at the side of just what the last section of this quiz really was. Oh wow, I should have seen this coming, really. Coming up was the last section and the juiciest. 2 parts down, 1 incredibly saucy part to go. If you thought the last 2 sections were revealing, just wait until you see just what this part has in store for you. Love, romance, and personality are all well and good. But what about the act that encapsulates all 3 of those things? Well, typically speaking anyway, sex and romance are always optional. When the next set of questions ahead, they will also be your last. So lie back, enjoy, and find out just what kind of a person you really end up with after the fact. Ooh boy. During sex, would you say you were top, bottom, or versatile? I didn't go either way. Of the following, which is your favorite sex position? Oh boy, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry. This is so embarrassing. I don't want to read these. What kind of women do you like? Girls with the 6-pack, shy girls are the best. I want to protect them, but also tease them. I love shy girls. Gotta go that way. If your partner wanted to try something new that you weren't interested in, what would you say? Not interested, it's not happening, absolutely not budge on the matter. If it was something that wasn't too bad, I'd probably warm to the idea of I mean, it really depends. This is like a huge thing. Like, it really depends on what it is. Because there's some really disgusting things you can do that I just want no part in. I'd do anything my partner asks of me. I don't know about that. I don't want to be be ran over. Yeah, I'd say if it wasn't too bad, maybe. How often do you enjoy having sex or sexually being touched? Oh boy. You know what? I actually have a dream that's even better than sex. I'm sure I was having sex right now. Whenever my partner wants, 2 out of 3 times a week is fine. Quality over quantity, yeah, that's definitely important. Every day. Can't go long, as much as I can, multiple times. Oh, well. You know what? We're just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do romantic. We're not. You know, I don't know. No. Would you have sex on the first date? I'd be system 2. You've got to leave them wanting more, so it's your better later on. Definitely not. Sure. Oh god, I don't know if I should cut this whole section out or not. I feel like I'd be cheating you guys though if I did. I'll just age restrict this one. Okay, that'll work. You enjoy sexually stimulating material. It's okay. You prefer sex without meaning or purely for pleasure, with meaning or pleasure. Where's the both option? Probably meaning more than anything. Would you ever have sex in public? Ooh. Done it before and I do it again. Well, I've never done that. I don't know. Well, I'm open if it's, okay. On the final tick of the small box next to the statement, the quiz was over. Ooh. Looked up from behind the magazines before me and saw that the sky had gotten considerably darker the longer I'd sat here. I hardly believe it, but I'd gotten entirely engrossed in the so-called Soulmate quiz before me. I ran a hand through my hair and exhaled as I sat, tallying up all the results into one figure. I found myself surprisingly taken with the idea of just what kind of woman I'd end up with. The quiz had given me quite a large variety of people to think of. dangerous women, kind women, even strong women, to name but a few. I wonder just who was my type after all. I'd never really given it too much thought. Women were all just good all around, really, but I guess that if I had to have a type, right? Everyone has a type. Everyone did, right? I totaled up my chart, and on the horizon ahead of me was a woman like this. I already know I didn't get what I wanted. Your soulmate, you have got someone who has a heart of gold. Well, lucky you, stranger. Look at that. You've got one of the most desired results out of all the ones we have to offer, because really, who doesn't love a girl who's as sweet as peach? You'll be smiling forever with a woman like this on your arm. Between the love and laughter, there's nothing better than getting a handsome cutie like this all to yourself. Hold on to this one tight, because we're sure plenty of other girls would just love to snap her up if you don't. So, just what are they like in love? Let's find out. Devoted. The soulmate won't leave you wanting for anything. You'll be the center of their world, but not with too much overbearing from their end of things. They know you'll want space occasionally, and that's okay. Just don't leave them missing you for too long. Loving. Aw, cute, right? This is the kind of woman who just loves affection and sporadic acts of kindness. Even if she doesn't talk about it very often, anytime you give her a kiss or even just one of those late-night snuggles, it'll make every single inch of her world turn with delight. Charming. Ooh, what a dark horse, eh? Kind girls with the ability to charm are the most dangerous women in the world, because there's no way you won't fall madly in love with them. Watch out for this one, because she's gonna be a keeper. What kind of hobbies do they have? Usually speaking, these kind of women love to expend their energy in creative or physically related pursuits. No, we're not just talking about the bedroom. Usually this will include something like a team sport or maybe even playing an instrument. There'll be a heartthrob, that's for sure, and you'll be their one and only. So how am I gonna meet this cutie? Well, we have some great news for you, stranger, because if you've gotten this result, there's a great chance you already know this person, and you already have got a fantastic relationship with them. Of course, we're not talking romantic, not yet anyway. We're positive that they're already head over heels in love with you. Come on, girl, get with the program. Haven't you noticed it yet? They're handsome, charming, funny, and their eyes have always been on you. So get out there and get your woman. As I look over my result, I raised my eyebrows. Somehow staring at it just didn't feel real. I guess I did have some kind of type after all, huh? I have an inkling as to who this quiz could be talking about, but could it really be true? I wonder just what kind of love life awaits over the next few days. I was about to find out just who was waiting for me and whether or not I felt the very same. And as I shuffled myself up to my bedroom and laid down to close my eyes, I felt as though the magazine was implying that my soulmate was Say it so? My best friend in all the world? My soulmate? I guess time will tell, huh? But I'm not gonna get the girl I want. I should actually just redo the quiz. I think I'm gonna do that and just get the girl I want. You can see all my horrible choices that I picked that could reflect my own personality. But then I should really pick the one I want, because I don't really. I mean, no offense to people who like Say, but I'm not the big Say fan. So I feel like this route would not be for me. So with that said, I will see you all next time, or next week on Monday, with more of Bakudan. Have a good weekend, everybody, and as always, take care.